Okay, all right. What I want to do is, you see, we're going to talk about the video that I published yesterday. You're in this particular shot right now. What you're looking at is you're looking at the tip of my finger, okay, and I'm pointing into the direction of where we had gotten the knocks, and this was the knocks had occurred twice already. What you don't know is we were walking along our normal path going in there. It's a little bit of a trail. And what happens with Mark is Mark just says, I just feel, he just stops everybody. He says, hey, I just feel like I'm just being watched. And Chris, he says, Chris, break out the camera and just look on my right side and just start filming. Okay. And so that's what I did. I just broke down the camera and whipped it out real fast, started filming. And then while we were filming, we were talking to one another, and basically Mark says, I think there's something there. I just got this feeling of being watched, and so Mark just says, he just starts yelling out there and starts trying to elicit some type of a response. And then the response started happening with knocks twice in this one location where I'm pointing at, and that he had subsequently had saw movement on his right side. Something black had moved, but it moved too quick for him to be able to identify. So we're going to break down this video clip right here, and it's pretty interesting. I'll try to lay it out to you the best as I can, and we'll show you an upcoming clip to give you a little bit of the context, a little bit of background, and then we'll go into the exhaustive discussion on the video footage. All right, so here we go.
You know you can talk to us. We'll listen.
Oh, hell yeah, same spot again. Yeah, it was like a crack knock.
Thank you.
Same spot, right back there.
Thank you.
Right back
We
there.
hear you back there.
Okay, everyone, what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at this video and a little bit more of an exhaustive look. Some viewers were saying they had seen one of the peakers or two. I personally think, based upon the knocks that we were hearing in the video we were experiencing that day, between the three of us that was there, I think we pretty much had probably two of the subjects were probably out there separated between this location that you're looking at in the video, and it was on the right hand side as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to break this one open a little bit and talk about it in more detail, and a little bit how to analyze video footage, although I'm not a professional video analyst by no means. But we're going to talk about some foreground and some background and how it relates to being able to identify things in the videos and camera movement and all these things like that. Okay, so before we start the video, what I want to do is I want to point out some reference markers and to help you be able to identify the movement between foreground and background, how much, and what we're doing here is basically seeing how much the camera is really moving around that affects our subject that we're looking at. All right, so here we go. So let's go ahead and identify some reference markers right here. All right, one of the ones I want to point out there the whole entire video is this point right here. Okay, you have basically three fronds. Okay, they're all going vertical, and you have what looks like a scar on a tree. Okay, right there. All right, right there. Pay attention to that tip of that frond on this scar of the tree going that way. All right, pretty much in the whole entire video, you're going to see that the reference point stays true. All right, here's a reference point right here. There's a scar on this tree and the tip of that frond. Okay, so if you think that's another reference point, all right, and I'm just going to point this one out over here for the left side over here. You got a frond, you got the frond, you got the stick going here, but that's what we want to pay attention to right there as a reference marker as well. And I saw a little bit of a geographic shape right here that most people might remember to see. It's a bit of a triangle that's made from the sticks right here. And then you got this leaf right here that's coming inside the triangle. Okay. All these reference markers are at different, they're not all the same. They're all different areas, but it's basically just to help us identify like I said, background and foreground and you know, and movement. All right, so go ahead and let's clear these points all off. Okay, and go back to cursor, and we'll go ahead and play the video and let's talk about the video. All right, so here we go. All right, there's our little guy right there. I'm just going to call him the little guy, the face right there. Okay, it's highlighted. What appears to be looks like a face that's peeking, and so we'll just let it play some more. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to zoom in a little bit more in the magnifier. I'm going to let it come in some more, and we're going to stop right there. All right. When you first look at this, you say, you know, you look at this, and, you know, I look at it just the same. I see these dark spots, and I go, okay, it's just, you know, it's just a tree stump. It's just vegetation back there, vegetation in front of a, you know, a tree stump when you first look at it. But it gets interesting as the video goes on. As you will see, the reference point is still true right here. Third tip, still touching the scar on the tree. And over here as well. So I'll just use my cursor to keep going back to some of these reference points. So let's let it play some more. Okay, back, magnifier's turned off. We're back to a normal regular view. Our little guy is still looking right there. Okay, reference point, and reference point still looks generally the same, and this as well. So doesn't appear to be a whole lot of foreground, background movement going on, it seems like. Okay, even though the camera's pulling, you know, a lot to the left. Okay, face is still there, vegetation, looks like vegetation is still there, stick still there, and third frond still has not breached the scar. This still appears to be the same as well. All right, so here we go, some more horizontal movement going on. Camera's going to pull back more to the right. Okay, and we'll just let it play some more. There's our little guy right there still. Okay, more horizontal movement. We'll stop it. Check our points again, and the point looks good right there. Okay, this don't look like a whole lot of change either. All right, this point over here on this side. All right, so we'll just let it play some more. Camera's pulling a lot to the left right now, and you can still see, even though I'm pulling a lot to the left, you can still see that this face-looking object is still there. Okay, reference points are still pretty much on the money. Right here, this reference point, I'll highlight them for you again. So go back here. Scar on the tree and the tip. All right, that is still there. In between the fronds, still there. This little thing is still there, still in between. Even though we have a lot of movement going on to the left with the camera. All right, so let's take it off, go back to the cursor again, and let it play. Okay, now what's happening is I'm kind of off the subject. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the camera and I'm slightly pulling the camera at a bit of an angle, just slightly, you know, I'm pulling down, and the purpose is maybe just get a little bit more into the fronds, just a little bit. All right, so as you know, as you can tell right here, I'll let it go just a little bit more. As you can tell, the face is pulling back in again. All right, and with all this sideways downward movement with the camera, I would have thought that the tip of the frond would have breached the horizontal point of the scar, but it doesn't. It stays pretty much true into the same. This reference point doesn't move much at all either, which is interesting. It goes to show, and at least it tells me, that there's not that much camera movement going on between background and foreground, it seems. All right, so magnifier is still turned on, and we'll go to pause momentarily, because what's going to happen is it's going to seem like it's going to just fade away a little bit. Okay, there's a lot of movement going on. So, all right, so we're coming at a different, magnifiers in a different position because there will be a lot of motion right here. Reference point still has not been breached. Okay, very interesting. I thought the tip would have went up on the tree, but it doesn't. Okay, there it is right there. Looks like there's some stuff going on behind this bit of a leaf right here, you know. I think we had did a video a while back saying, you know, where Mark went into the bush, and interesting enough, Mark's face had taken on basically the greenish appearance of vegetation. That was interesting. And the point of that video was basically to be able to prove to you that even though, yeah, we can put a human being inside the subject, but guess what? With digital photography, a human's face can still look greenish. And that was very interesting what we showed in this video. So what you think is probably vegetation, sometimes I really wonder. And all right, and so we got some sideways movement going on. You know, you go to see this frond. Let's go to slowly pull a little bit to the left. Okay, right there, a little bit of background, foreground action going on. Okay, and we'll stop it right there. And this is where I kind of maybe drew the line just a little bit, and I said, wow, that's kind of interesting, because I pull the camera more to the left, and I was expecting to be able to see the same exact design, the structure of the face and everything. I was expecting to see it back in there again as I pull the camera to the left, but I don't. I don't really get to see it a whole heck of a lot. There's our fronds, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. And I'm expecting to be able to see most of the face still visible, but it doesn't appear to be there. Strange. Maybe some people might say, it's still there, it's just behind it. But you know, with all that left movement, I was expecting to see quite a bit more. Okay, and we're going to stop. And we're going to identify the points one more time. So out of a 1 minute and 17 second video, all right, all this movement, a minute 17 seconds later, the reference points still stay the same. Pretty much the same. Tip, the scar on the tree, the point, the video, the tip, the point of the frond, and the little sideways branch, frond, and then this little thing right there. So a minute 17 seconds into the video, all the reference points still are generally the same throughout the whole entire video. And you would think, since these points generally are pretty close to the same, you would think we still should see this vegetation and the face and everything still there. I would, you know, you look at this and you say, well, you know, all right, so what is it? You look at it and you apply common sense and you say, what is it? You know, I cannot tell you without a doubt, 100% certain, that is in fact a face of the Sasquatch. I can say that knowing that these guys are masters of vegetation and my own personal experience, that there was 3 people out there. We all pointed to the same direction. My finger's pointing and to the same direction of where this video was made, of where the knocks had came from. The knock came from this location twice. What this potentially possibly could be is one of a couple things. It may be, you know, maybe it is a stump. Okay, maybe it is a stump. Maybe it is a legitimate face that is in the vegetation along the palmetto line, and it is smart enough to know and to be able to stick something up in front of its face, like what a soldier would do. Take part of the camouflage and pull it in front of its, or the vegetation, which serves as camouflage, and pull it in front of its face slightly and just hold it there. You see what I'm saying? Like trying to hide behind something that it's holding in its hand, maybe. Strange. I was expecting to see that face pop back up in there again, but it doesn't appear that it does. So let's get rid of the reference points. Let it play a little bit more. and I'm pulling more to the right, and no, it doesn't really come back. It doesn't really come back at all. It's very interesting. So what I'm saying, folks, is stick around, continue to watch the Trail of Bigfoot channel. Stick around, folks, because we're going to try to do our best to get outstanding quality video footage as best as we can. And maybe one day we're going to be able to have something that's going to be mind-blowing, crystal clear quality, that's going to be without any shadow of a doubt that it's a winning piece of a video piece of work. So I would like to be able to thank everyone for spending their time watching the video. Share and like it if you wish. Share it out. Tell folks that we're trying to do our best here on the Trail of Bigfoot. And I'd like to say thank you for all your time, and thanks for watching the video. Bye.